Not all weather disasters arrive with headlines, names, or warning sirens. But throughout history, severe weather has affected millions and then been forgotten. Weather controls our lives and often in ways we can't predict. This is worth knowing. Number 5, El Nino of 1877. In 1877, the Pacific Ocean warmed quietly, far from most people's awareness. This warming event, known as El Nino of 1877-1878, didn't arrive as a single storm or disaster. It arrived as absence. In British India, seasonal monsoon rains failed almost completely. Crops withered, wells dried. As famine spread, grain continued to move along rail lines for export, following policy rather than need. Millions died. At the same time, coastal Peru was hit by intense rainfall and flooding, while northern China, Brazil, and parts of southern Africa endured prolonged drought and extreme heat. These were not isolated events. They were connected symptoms of the same slow-moving shift in ocean temperatures. El Niño wasn't dangerous because it was violent. It was dangerous because it was gradual. And because societies built for stability often fail first when conditions quietly change. Number 4, the year without a summer. In 1816, summer simply didn't arrive. Across Europe and North America, temperatures stayed cold, skies stayed gray, and snow fell in June. This period, known as the year without a summer, followed the eruption of Mount Tambora in present-day Indonesia the year before. Ash and sulfur spread through the atmosphere, dimming sunlight across the northern hemisphere. In New England, crops failed outright, and frosts destroyed fields mid-season. In Europe, relentless rain ruined harvests, drove up food prices, and triggered famine and unrest. People didn't know the cause. They only saw the effects: hunger, migration, and fear that the climate itself had broken. The danger wasn't the cold alone. It was how quickly a single environmental shock rippled outward, turning ordinary weather into a crisis for societies built on seasonal certainty. Number 3, the Great Smog of London. In December 1952, London disappeared. A cold snap settled over the city, and people burned coal to stay warm. At the same time, a weather inversion trapped air close to the ground, so the smoke, soot, and sulfur couldn't rise or disperse. It pooled in the streets. For 5 days, the Great Smog of London turned daytime into dim twilight. Visibility dropped so low that buses stopped running, and some people walked home by feeling along building walls. Inside, the air was no refuge. Smoke seeped into theaters, homes, even hospital wards. In the weeks that followed, thousands died, largely from respiratory failure, especially the elderly, the very young, and anyone already sick. The danger wasn't a storm. It was ordinary weather, meeting ordinary fuel, and becoming unbreathable. Number 2, the Big Blow of 1913. In November 1913, a storm rolled across the Great Lakes that few people recognized as dangerous, until it was too late. The Big Blow of 1913 wasn't a single storm, but a collision of weather systems that produced hurricane-force winds, blinding snow, and towering waves on inland waters. Lake Superior, Huron, and Erie became effectively unnavigable. Ships were caught mid-crossing with no warning and nowhere to run. More than a dozen vessels sank, and over 250 sailors were killed, many of them freezing or drowning within sight of shore. Entire crews vanished. The lakes looked familiar, safe, domestic. That was the danger. The Big Blow showed that extreme weather doesn't require oceans or tropics. Only systems colliding where people assume control still applies. Number 1, the Iran snowstorm of 1972. In February 1972, a snowstorm settled over western Iran and didn't stop. Over the course of 6 days, snow fell continuously, burying entire regions under more than 10 feet of accumulation. In some mountain villages, drifts reached the height of rooftops. Roads vanished, power lines collapsed, communities were cut off completely. This event, known as the Iran Snowstorm of 1972, killed an estimated 4,000 people, making it one of the deadliest snowstorms ever recorded. Some villages were never dug out in time. Others were erased so thoroughly that rescue teams found no survivors at all. The danger wasn't speed or violence, it was persistence. Snow is usually treated as temporary, something that melts, something that passes. In 1972, it didn't. This was worth knowing, quiet facts with big consequences.